Welcome back to Talk 1260 KTRC, the Humanity Behind the Vanity, and now for a spiritual tip from Dr. Scott Thomas.
Thank you, Daniel. As we're getting closer to these holidays, and we're also getting closer to the new year that we have on the 1st. I was thinking earlier about how people bring in the new year, and so much goes on during that time. There's New Year's resolutions that come up for people. We always hear people talking about, oh, this year I resolve to do this and this and this, which sometimes I think can be almost like a compensation for what we were talking about earlier, which goes with the New Year and the holidays, things like overeating. How many of us have gone to, that special Christmas dinner or something, and then the next day you feel awful, and you feel like, oh my gosh, I've got to get back on track. I've got to, do some sort of compensation, rebalancing here. The other thing, besides overeating, we have overdrinking. And with overdrinking, almost always comes doing something really dumb that you wouldn't have otherwise done. The next day, you wake up and you're like, oh no, right. I can't believe I did that.
Say that to Aunt Sally.
Or if you really drank a lot, then it's somebody else is telling you, and you're saying, no, please tell me I didn't do that.
I wrap myself in Christmas lights and run down the street naked. No.
Right. That's bad. That's a bad way to kick off the new year. But we've all had, I'll say it nicely, experiences, that later we had guilt about or we regretted. Yeah. And you can even go into, some people, they spend this time sort of reflecting on, we're going into 2010. A lot of people are going to be reflecting on, what did I do 2009? What sort of person was I? How did I behave? What did I say to this Aunt so-and-so, or oh, I really feel terrible about who I am because I did this, and I got upset or yelled, or I shouldn't have. So it's that like day after guilt, or sometimes even year after guilt about things. We live in a culture where there's almost like this genre, I think, at times, to overdo, and it gets us in trouble. And I know back home, for me, we have all these renewal ceremonies that happen earlier in the year, and I'm going to spend some time talking about those another time. But the fact is, this is a time of renewal. It's a time for us of letting go of old things and knowing that we can be joyful, that we can rejoice in that we have another year ahead of us. And that's what we want to focus on, is just joy and rejoicing, and every year we're getting better. Yeah. And just keep that in mind. Yeah. And thanks for letting me give this tip.
Thank you for the tip.
Scott. Thanks. We'll be right back on Talk 1260 KTRC.